Yacht Club has been busy. In a span of less than a year, they've released 2 different roguelikes. I've already talked about Pocket Dungeon, and Dig just came out, so let's talk about it. Well, it just came out when I played it, but not so much anymore. Also, isn't it funny that the falling block game with Pocket in the name isn't a mobile game, but the platformer is? Weird, but I did assume it would because it was made by Nitro. But anyway, without any further ado, let's dig straight in. See what I did there? Similar to Pocket Dungeon, I didn't know this game was a roguelike, and I was hoping that it wasn't. As I said before, I'm not a huge fan of them. Pocket Dungeon was amazing, and I actually really enjoyed it. However, that was a falling block game, like Tetris, and Tetris is meant to be started over, since it has no end. So by the genre alone, starting over felt pretty normal. But Dig is a platformer, and starting over doesn't feel normal at all. From the very start, dying was irritating. Unlike Pocket Dungeon, I wasn't excited to play more. I was annoyed that I had to repeat areas. Therefore, I hate this game. Good night. Okay, fine, I'll keep playing. When I first started, I was super excited. Even when I kept dying in the first area and had to keep starting over, it was still fun. However, entering the second and even third areas and then dying, well, it's safe to say that I was very annoyed. But even though I still tried to be positive and take notes. So let's ignore how I felt and just talk about the game itself, shall we? As the game starts, you have Drill Knight land his drill on top of your camp before stealing your bag and drilling away. Now you need to jump up and go catch him. Now the main game has you travel through different areas, just sitting down until you reach Drill Knight. The actual process of going down is actually pretty fun. It doesn't sound like it would, since you can't see where you're gonna land. But Yacht Club, like always, knows how to design a game, and I really felt like I had to take a leap of faith. There's also a ton of different obstacles you can find, and since it's a roguelike, you might not even find all of them before you beat the game. This first area is a grassy area with mushrooms, and one hazard you might find are these floating spores that shrink you. Because of this, you'll occasionally find small areas you'll need to shrink to get into, and for a while, I just walked past them. It took me so long to actually get hit by one of the spores and realize that they actually did something. I could get mad saying the game should have told me what they did, but you don't really ever need to shrink, so this feels more like I discovered a secret than the game just didn't teach me how to play. As for how you play, a few tweaks to Shovel Knight's movement have been made. Now, you're always doing the shovel drop whether you press down or not. In the original, you had to press down, but here it's automatic. This means you can never land on dirt blocks, since you'll always break it. This may sound like a big change, but it's actually not that big of a deal. Most of the ground isn't made of dirt blocks, but instead just dirt. So the change to dirt blocks is a probably fine change. It leads to more interesting obstacles. Also, since you can't shovel drop through dirt, you're given the ability to dig down, which again makes sense. Anyways, as I've already said, the first level is a mushroom and grassy area, and it's not just one level, but 3 distinct areas. While playing each area, you're able to find 3 distinct gears placed in hard to reach locations. And speaking of which, this game is roguelike, meaning it's automatically generated. That's amazing since it doesn't feel that way at all. And you're actually able to have these hard segments that feel handcrafted. It's crazy. Anyway, you're able to find these gears, and if you find all 3, at the end of the area, you're able to put them inside this drill and choose between 2 rewards: full health or a new item. Not sure why the drill is helping you, but I appreciate it. I also love this idea. Since there's no checkpoints, it's easy to run out of health, so you want to have the ability to refill your health at the end of each section, but only if you collect all the gears. And if you want, you could just choose to get another item instead. It's awesome. You can also get health in other ways, like finding this mole chef. While exploring the caves, you'll likely find a lot of side areas. A lot just contain gold, but some have a person you can trade with, like the mole guy. He can give you new hearts, refill old ones, and quite a few more things regarding health. One upgrade I thought was awesome was the ability to gain a ton of health, but hide it so you won't be able to see it. That was very awesome, and I used it a couple times. Another merchant you can find is Chester, and he has quite a lot of stuff you can buy. Similar to Pocket Dungeon, there's also multiple types of items here too, but here there's 3 varieties. There's full upgrades to stay with you, like the immunity to damage, or one of my favorites, the ability to lose 1 max health after a hit instead of dying. There's also items you can use, which I didn't find all that interesting. However, I barely use them other than like occasionally on the bosses, but we'll get back to those. The last item type are items that follow behind you, which are actually able to be dropped. These items are like keys to open doors or eggs to hatch and get a helper. They're somewhat useful, but easy to lose. Anyway, after you get through all that, you finally get to the bottom of the first level and find Spore Knight. His boss fight is pretty fun, and to stop it from being repetitive, there's all sorts of different arenas to keep it fresh. After you defeat him, you steal his gem, which is apparently one that Drill Knight stole from you before. Then you fall down and see your bag that was stolen, but you can't grab it. This is similar to the Catch Her segments in the original Shovel Knight, but it doesn't happen as much here. But after that, level 1 is done. And by done, I mean you're gonna have to replay it when you die, because of course you are. This is a roguelike. Okay, now, enough with the first level, let's move on to the second. Well, that raises a problem. There isn't a second level, there's 2 of them. You see, when you get to the bottom of an area where you put the gears in the drill, there's actually 2 places to go. You can see from the big symbol what the theme is, and the smaller signs show you what the hazards are. This is a really cool idea, especially for a roguelike since it makes each run more unique. Anyway, after the end of level 1, you get to choose between a fire area and a water area. Both are fun, but I won't go too in depth since there's not too much interesting to say. However, I will mention the bosses though. In Shovel of Hope, Mole Knight was the fire boss, so of course here at the end of the fire level you fight Tinker Knight. I mean, it's a cool fight, it's just weird. The water level, though, ends with Mole Knight. I find this amazing. How he got a full-on Alolan form. The boss is pretty similar to his other boss fight, which makes sense, but it's just a little boring. After you beat one of those, because you only have to beat one, you move on to Area 3, which also has a splitting section. But before we go there, let's take a quick detour to the surface. While you play, you'll likely die and end up here, so there's obviously should be a few things here to do, and there are. To the right, there's a shop with a horse who sells these keys, which I barely bought, along with these bag upgrades, which allow more things to follow you. I don't know why you need a bag for that, but okay. You can even find an armor smith in the caves, and he'll come to the shop too. It's interesting that the armor starts off locked, and you unlock it by finding the armor blueprints in the caves, which is an interesting idea, but they must be really rare since I barely found any, which kind of ruins the entire idea. The other side of town has this camp with different NPCs to talk to, along with 2 more shops. One guy selling shortcuts to different areas, which I've never bought. This game just has far fewer worlds than a game like Pocket Dungeon, meaning I saw little to no point in buying the shortcuts. Other than him though, there's also Chester, who, similar to Pocket Dungeon, doesn't give you items, but instead makes it possible for you to find them in the caves. So there's a town, and now it's time to jump back into the cave, and hold on. This game just came out, well, not really, but still, and I'm about to talk about the second half and eventually the ending of the game. So if you want to go play it now. Good? Okay, let's go. I'm just gonna give you 4 more seconds in case you didn't leave. Leave. Like I know. As for the third level, there's a bug and magic themes, which are much more interesting than water and fire. These levels are also really good, but there's still little to say about them. The bug level has this giant flying queen bee thing in the background, which you could kill, but that, I don't know. It's like the only thing that stood out, so I don't know. The bosses here are the new Hive Knight and the returning Tinker Knight, which actually comes from Pocket Dungeon, which is cool. I'm a bit disappointed that this game doesn't have more new knights, but still it's fine. After beating all, well, 3 of the previous worlds, you finally get to the drill world, or whatever it's called. This is the hardest level in the game, with a lot of memorable hazards, and a lot of it is fun. After you get to the level, you find Shield Knight. She did occasionally appear throughout the game, but here's the first time that she's actually relevant. She's trying to break these swords to get through, and you manage to get past him, but then she gives way and is unable to follow you. But like, why? You just picked it up and rolled out from under it. Pick it up again and roll the other way. Idiot. Anyway, you have to proceed without her. After you jump down, you find the one, the only, Drill Knight. He has probably the longest boss fight so far, and he's actually really super easy. Having gone through the whole game, or I guess 4, 6, 2/3, you know, most of it, I bought tons of health upgrades, so he was really never a problem for me. I do like how in the final moments of the fight, this annoying drill comes back to get you. Wait, I haven't even mentioned him yet. Yeah, in the main game, if you take too long to proceed, a drill, or I guess it's more like a saw or something, I don't know, shows up to kill you. It can be annoying occasionally, but largely wasn't too much of a problem. But it's definitely not a problem in the boss fight, since you can just dig right and attack Drill Knight and win the fight. And one time I won before I even got to see the drill, or saw, or whatever it is. Cool idea, but I wish it was there longer. After defeating him, Shield Knight shows up riding a drill. You get your bag, hop on, and drill out. After getting to the surface, you finally get to look in your bag and give Shield Knight her gift, I think. It's a snow globe thing that creates a portal to your original base, which we haven't even ever seen before. Weird ending, but okay. The end, and of course, Drill Knight breaks out of prison. Yeah, similar to Pocket Dungeon, this game also has a secret ending, but in this game, I have no idea where it was. Yeah, there were like no clues that I found. I have no idea how to get to it. And also, well, we need to bring back this clip from the beginning. Therefore, I hate this game. Good night. At this point in my playthrough, I wasn't really having fun. I mean, I still had plenty of things to experience and find. Like, I hadn't even been to the magic level at this point, but I was just ready to quit. The idea of playing the same areas over and over to get another ending sounded awful. So I started to think I could just make a video about how worse this game was than Pocket Dungeon, and how it was so bad that I didn't even get the true ending. But then I decided against it. Fine, I'll get the last ending, and then I'll be able to hate on this game. So I started again and played the game over and over and over trying to get that ending. And it was super hard, but the more I played, the more I actually started to like the game. No, it's not my favorite game, and no, I don't like it better than Pocket Dungeon, but I was starting to understand why people liked roguelikes, since I was starting to like them too. Kind of, maybe. I'm still not a fan yet, but I'm getting there. Now, what I'm saying makes it sound like this true ending is the best part of the game. But no, the true ending is super annoying and tedious and very hard to get. I have no idea why I started to like this game at this point, but I did. In Pocket Dungeon, how to get the true ending is shown to you as you play, no walkthrough required. Here though, no, you need help. First, you need to attack this random owl, then push him into the cave. This is probably the most obscure part, and I would have never found this if I didn't look it up. Next, you need to explore till you find the owl in one of the side areas, which isn't too hard, since, you know, you'll likely be checking all the secrets anyway. Then at the bottom of that area, you find Shield Knight, and she says that it's her owl. From here on out, she'll usually tell you what to do next. After that, you move on to either of the second worlds and need to find the bird named Altius, by the way, or however you pronounce it. Anyway, Altius is at one of Chester's shops. You buy the cog and the string and then get all the gears for the level before going to the bottom, and then Altius will break the drill. If you don't have enough money to buy the gear, start over. If you don't find all the gears in the level, start over. This is super annoying to complete since it's so annoying to get right. It's not too hard, but if you mess up even slightly, you have to manually start over and replay from the first area all over again. This ending is already annoying. The game doesn't even tell you need to do this. Like, why would I save my money to buy the cog on the string? The game basically requires you to get there, fail, and then start over and try again. The only way not to would be to look up a walkthrough, which is exactly what I did. Pocket Dungeon has a similar idea where you need to buy a door open, but the game does it a lot better for one main reason. It's always there. You'll likely find this while playing, and then when you go for the true ending, you'll remember it and go for it. Here though, you will only find out if you're already actively going for it, which makes it much worse and more annoying. Also, him breaking the drill prevents you from getting a reward that level, which is a small thing, but it is annoying. After getting to the end of the level, Shield Knight shows up and has apparently hacked the drill. Then she's able to drill into the other second level. Yep, that's how you get the true ending. Instead of choosing which levels to play and playing only 4 out of a total of 6 levels, to get the true ending, you have to beat all 6, which makes it take forever and opens you up to have an even higher chance of dying or messing up and starting over. Anyway, in the third section, you'll need to explore, and in each area, you'll need to find a sacrificial bird statue and give up one of your upgrades to each. In the next section, you're given a key, and you need to hold it until you find the door it opens. Inside, you find what I thought was a knife, but it's actually just a screwdriver. But it doesn't even matter since Altius takes it. Next, you're given a giant bomb and need to hurry and blow up a wall before it explodes. Okay, can you see a problem I have here? They wanted each area to feel distinct while going for the true ending, and thus, each level has a random new addition that feels weird. It doesn't feel like you're working your way up to fight a boss and get your stuff back. It feels much more like a filler episode on a TV show where these characters just do random stuff to proceed and basically nothing is added to the story. It's just weird. Also, I hate this bomb since I lost it and had to restart from the beginning. And I will forever hate this game for that. Didn't happen again. At this point, I decided to just take a break from the game since it was taking forever and I was getting bored. And by that, I mean I was already bored a long time ago. But after I came back, I was a little rusty and kept losing in the first area. Funny enough though, once I finally got through it, the second world didn't bother me at all. I don't really know what this says about the game design, I just thought it was interesting. Also, one time a pet of mine caused me to have to restart, so I will also forever hate this game for that too. After I actually started to progress, I got this bomb and lost it again. I hate this bomb. After that, I quit. I had no interest in coming back to this game. It was annoying, it was wasting my time, I was done. However, I did really want to get to the end for this video, so I decided to give it one more day. Not even another day, but just the rest of that day. It was probably around 9 o'clock at night, and I decided if I couldn't beat it that night, I just quit. So I booted it up, got Altius, jumped in the cave, and started digging. I found Altius, spot the cog in the string, got the rest of the gears, and got to the bottom. I got all 3 sacrifices, then carried the skeleton key to the door, I got the screwdriver, and finally got the bomb. At this point, I had a lot of stuff, and didn't need to explore the area for anything new. So I decided I was going to do the bare minimum and just run to where I needed to take the bomb. I was just focusing on this bomb. I took as precise as I could be to not hit the bomb. I got to the broken wall and blew it up. I finally did it. But we're not even done yet. Inside, Altius gets stuck inside of something. I don't really know. Okay, not exactly sure why we needed to do that, but we did. Now, I'm finally able to move on to the last area, and it was awesome. I have to say, playing not just 4 levels, but all 6 allowed me to get even more upgrades, meaning I was super powerful. I even had multiple upgrades that made me go faster, which really made me feel like this entire journey was purposeful and meant to make me stronger. Except the bomb, that was designed to be stupid. Like, did you know the time that I was actually able to succeed was the only time I was able to find another bomb in the level? You know, just in case I lost mine. I even found a third bomb right in front of where I needed to use it. This is so stupid. This final area was really fun with my upgrades, and remember that screwdriver Altius got earlier? Yeah, now we have it. It was super powerful, and I was barely able to use it since I had no magic. Anyway, you just play through like normal till you get to the end where you fight Drill Knight. Fight him like normal till you get to the last phase where this giant drill saw shows up. Then you have to throw your screwdriver into it, which is so dumb. Like, this could have been used for maybe a cool secret way to end the boss, but for the only way to get the true ending? Like, what if I had no magic here? Would I have to start over? How was I supposed to know to do this? It's cool, but it's why? Okay, it's fine. Let's move on. The drill breaks and the ground opens, revealing holes for 6 gems. Oh yeah, remember that gem I got for defeating Spore Knight? Well, every knight has one, which is one reason that you have to fight all 5 of them. So now all 5 of your gems and Drill Knight's gem enter the slots and opens a door. Drill Knight enters and you follow. What proceeds is a short section with a ton of gems, and then another cutscene with Drill Knight. Here, Drill Knight reveals another much smaller gem. He uses it to unleash the Enchantress again. Seriously? She's been the boss in literally every Shovel Knight game. And in the last 3 games, King of Cards, Pocket Dungeon, and Dig, she's been a twist villain. I've been bored of this since King of Cards. Play the clip. Well, it's actually because of the Enchantress's magic. Because, of course it is. Just then, the Enchantress reveals herself. Yep, because she has to be the final boss. Again. Come on, can we get another villain? Yeah. This sucks. Why couldn't Drill Knight just have been the main villain here? I don't get it. Whatever, I guess this is fine. The Enchantress traps all the knights and gems and then turns Drill Knight into a monster like she does in every game. And now you have one final fight. In this fight, you have to continually dig down to Drill Knight while also dodging attacks. I do like that both Shield Knight and Altius help you in some way. Shield Knight blocks attacks and Altius brings you food. It's a cool idea. The boss is actually pretty fun and cool, but it is super easy. Afterwards, you trap the Enchantress again and escape to the surface with Shield Knight. Then you search through your bag and pull out Wait. This is the same ending. The only difference between this and the regular ending is Altius being on your side. That's it. Even Drill Knight still escapes prison. Nothing changed. Pocket Dungeon ends with you escaping and leaves everyone else behind, while the true ending has you save all your friends and the villain, along with getting a wholesome cutscene with Puzzle Knight and his daughter. That was a satisfying true ending. Here, all you get is a bird. That's it. I mean, the Enchantress is put right back where she was when we started, and Drill Knight is still free. Again, nothing changes. It's so disappointing. I don't even know what to say anymore. This game disappointed me from the start, but I learned to love it, just so the annoyances later would be even more annoying since I actually started to like the game. I wish I just hated this game and come on saying, I hate it, it sucks. But I don't. There's a lot of good stuff here, and so the bad just drags it down. Especially the true ending. Yeah, the roguelike mechanics may be annoying, and yeah, the true ending may be too overcomplicated and nowhere near satisfying, but it's still a pretty good game. It's far from perfect, but it's still a lot better than what it could have been. If you like roguelikes and platformers, then you'll likely like this game. Just don't get too excited for the true ending. But with all that said, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you later. Goodbye. I'm recording this in December, near the end of December, and I played this game a few months ago, and it's not supposed to come out until March, I think, so all of this is just like wonky and everything. I don't know why I've done it so weirdly. But yeah, I should probably get back on like schedule and do things quicker and release videos after I make. It's weird. I don't know. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.